Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome to a new podcast series. This is called Casually Based Podcast. It is a really interesting podcast. It is me and we got Relaxed on here. Relax.
Yo, what's going on?
Yes. We got a brand new podcast series. It's gonna be ran by me and Relax. Very excited to do this. And yeah, I mean with a name like Casually Based, I mean
Facts.
how can you go wrong? It's so good.
Oh my god. Yeah, I agree. We came up with this name on the fly. Been planning on doing a podcast. This is time in the making.
Yep. So with this podcast, I mean, honestly, it's going to be gaming, but we won't shy away from other stuff. We do have some stuff to talk about, and one of the first things we want to talk about is the Halo Infinite Winter update, and like kind of how we feel after how long has it been out now? Like a couple weeks,
I think about over 2 weeks now. A
over
little
two
over 2
weeks.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been out for over 2 weeks, and I don't know. Like I know you put out a video. I haven't put out a video like talking about my thoughts, but I would like to know like your overall thoughts 2 weeks later on the winter update for Halo Infinite.
It's it's a mixed bag. I think my whole take on it is that I guess like my expectations were low for it, so it did kind of like, you know, get me excited for it. And overall success, I think Forge coming out was huge, but obviously it's just like that's all we got. We just got Forge, no custom games browser, no way to really play it like that unless you're like a streamer or you're in Discords or have a lot of friends online. So
Yeah.
it's a stepping stone. It's in there. It's just a stepping stone for season three. I think season three is going to be good. I think season three is going to be where we see this game really take off. And for winter update standards, it did good. It was a success because I thought winter update was going to be a lot worse. We're still having a lot of interest in Halo. It's a little more interest than we had. Actually, a very lot more interest than we had. So I'm kind of leaning on that it was a success, but I feel like it was just overdue. You know?
Yeah, I think that's the thing is the update it's just long overdue. I don't think people wanted to wait a year later to get that update.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like with me, I love I love custom games. That's why I love MCC is all the custom games in the custom game browser. But I think it was just a huge missed opportunity on not having a custom game browser for the winter update at launch.
Yeah, like it's actually kind of like sad to think like there's no custom games browser. Like that would have been so good for this, and kind of needed it. I'm not gonna lie, kind of needed it, but it's still also it's getting by because people are, I guess, still interested enough where they could find lobbies through whatever they want to do it. We've seen a lot of interest with the game. I see tweets go viral day after day after day about new stuff in Forge. We just saw CS:GO today is the big one.
Yep. Yep.
It kind of sucks. It should have just released with this stuff, you know. At the end of the day, like imagine if this game released with this, it would have been. It wouldn't have felt like the fever dream it's been, you know.
Yeah, and like that, it seems like with every day there's some type of new map, some type of new content, but like it's custom content, and it's not like we can boot it up and start our own server or whatever custom game browser like you could in MCC. You have to gather people around, and if you're not a content creator, or you're not very like known on like any like sort of social media platform, it is very hard for you to get a group going.
Yeah, like you really can't consider that new content. You can't.
No, you
I think it's
can't.
like it needs to be straight from 343 and a lot more easily playable. If
They
that's the
they need
case.
they need to put these community made maps and put them into matchmaking like absolutely like right away.
So I'm saying I don't get how hard that could be. That's what pisses me off about just these little things. It's like they didn't really make it seem like I feel like say that it was easy enough to where they could just do it in a week, 2 weeks, while we're 2 weeks in and no maps have been added.
Yep.
It's like, come on, man. Like you don't need to play test it like that. Like you don't need to play test it, just add it. Worst comes to worst, I'd rather them add something and then they need to backtrack on it, be like, okay, it didn't work, rather than like they gotta go all in. They gotta go everything to their disposal. They have no time to waste. We've waited long enough. There's gonna be plenty of games coming out in 2023, and they got Halo Infinite. It's just like same narrative. Now we gotta wait for season 3 to get a full-fledged 3-month season finally, and have the custom games browser and be more in a better state still. So it was a stepping stone. It was a stepping stone. I thought it was gonna be like training wheels, but it turns out it was like a whole wheel to a bike. You know what I mean? That's the way I
Yeah.
look at it.
Yeah. Do you
That's the way I
think
look at it.
the game can maintain its current numbers in the game, or no? Do you think it's gonna just kind of fall off into oblivion?
I think it's probably floating between like 12 to 16 right now on Xbox. I think it's gonna float from like 19 to 23 by the end of the season.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like there's so many drastic changes. Like one of the biggest like changes I think no one's really talking about is like the playlists and the game modes in the game now. Is before the winter update, there was actually quite a bit of game modes you could play, although they weren't really all that good. Now we don't really have like anything because of the rotational playlist system they're doing with the whole calendar. Like
Yeah, I don't like
there's
that.
no like you used to be able to do ranked arena, ranked doubles, and all that, and now it's like now. I mean, we were gonna try out ranked survivors today, but they took it out. It's ranked doubles
Poof,
now.
poof, gone.
I don't know why they do that. I like if the game modes are in there, the game modes should be in there.
Yeah, I've been talking about that. Like right when they updated that they added doubles for the first time, they took out last Spartan standing. It's like just keep both, bro. Like just keep both of them.
Yeah, there's no need to remove them.
Like I get it. They don't have enough players to really like have healthy player bases in every playlist. Well, how about them drop your game unfinished then, and then you wouldn't have this issue to begin with. And so yeah, don't take away content because you need a healthier player base. Just take the L on it. If some playlists are dry, let them be dry. I'd rather have the option. That's like
Yeah,
saying like if you go to McDonald's and like everyone just orders one Big Mac. That means you're gonna take off the chicken nuggets? No. You gotta leave the chicken nuggets up. The way I look at it.
yeah. It's none of it makes sense. Do you think this is like a redemption arc for Halo? Do you think this is a just kind of whatever? Because like I think it's just whatever. I don't even think this is the start of a redemption arc. I think you're on the path of a start of a redemption arc, but I don't think this is a you know the start of it.
I don't know, man. Because like to be honest, like I feel like me and you were the ones who really wanted this, like wants this game to be in a redemption arc, right? And it's like
Yeah,
we were feeling it at first with the winter update, like we were loving it. And it seems like we're the ones I feel like a little bit on the other side of this now, where it's like I don't know, like it's the winter update's not really entertaining me like that. But I feel like a lot of people are kind of really just happy with Halo right now in a sense of how like it feels like Forge and Customs are really making a lot of people happy, and it did make me happy to an extent. But I don't know, like I really don't know what to expect from this game anymore, to be honest, like at all. It's like it's just not in a state where I could judge it, and it's like I see other people like everyone's gonna have a different opinion on it. It's up to them for how much they enjoy it. It's tough. It's really in a tough situation, I think. Weird. Like,
well, it just feels like there's nothing to do outside of custom games. That's the
yeah.
issue.
If the winter
There's
update's not
nothing
a
to do.
W or an L, it's just a V. It's a half a W,
It's half
you know?
a W, yeah, because you finally get custom games and Forge and all that, and that's fantastic and co-op campaign. But like outside of that, you take all that away, it's nothing. The updates, it's yeah. There's like matchmaking is still bad. The desync is still bad. There's still all this issues. So it's like if you're not huge into like custom games and mini games and all that stuff, like this update's kind of just it's kind of just yeah, like you said, half a W. It's just it's all right.
Yeah.
I don't know where this game could go. I just know a lot more people are now. I feel like the
Happy
honeymoon
with it.
phase is over for the winter update.
Yeah. And it's like It's really in a tough situation for me. I don't know. The only thing 343 can do is just really like they got to really prove to us that like this game is worth just like putting a lot of time into,
Yeah.
cause and make it easy, make it an easier too. Like it's like like it's been a year. Like you can't like expect people to like go out their way to get lobbies for a feature when they've waited a year for this feature. Like and the multiplayer side of it still mostly is the same. We got two new maps, arena. Some playlists they pop up, some playlists they don't.
The weekly ultimates are just recycled stuff from previous seasons.
It's all just I'm halfway through the battle pass already. I don't even play matchmaking like that. Um, no career progression. We need like more stuff to earn towards rather than a battle pass. A lot of overarching stuff that just needs to be better in the matchmaking side that would make people actually just play it. Like it doesn't have that will to keep playing it at all. Like it's just such a simple feature. I don't get why games have went away from just like accommodations. Like you log 200 kills in Halo Infinite, you get a shoulder piece. You got 75 headshots, you get a BR skin if you do it with the BR. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what happened to that? What happened to that? I know it wasn't really on the forefront of Halo like that, but like it's just such a simple way to like keep it. Everyone wins. You They get cosmetics for staying on your game, and the more people you play your game, I'd imagine the more it's gonna do good. And I just don't get why there's a more methods like that intact, but just little stuff like that too, driving people away. So
I think the issue is with that is what you brought up is just obviously the terrible development that this game had, and the horrendous crunch time and all that, and the game changing from whatever to how it is now. But I think it's just because they shifted the game from like a free to play to like not free to play, but I still don't think that's more excusable. Like you should have more free rewards other than these events, because if you take away the events and stuff, there's literally nothing you can do as a
yeah,
free to play player.
yeah,
It's bad.
it's nothing. Yeah, it's just like, and the events aren't enough. It's it's got a lot of things where it's like give and take. It's like, oh, you got the events, but you don't really have anything else. We have 30 tiers for the battle pass this season, and we're usually get 100. Still, like it's like 6 months still. Like we can't be doing this stuff still, guys. Like, we've got to just have a better structure towards the whole multiplayer side of things, and it's just like it keeps just getting like chipped away at. It's like, nah, it's only so much longer you could chip away at something.
It's the constant one step forward, two steps back. It's always like it just feels like stuff is always on. Like you think it's on the come up, and then it's not really on the come up. It's I don't know. It's what this game is crazy, and the content in this game is pretty. It's pretty mid. I won't lie, but like speaking of like content within the game and all that, what do you think the direction of Halo content is going to be going forward for the game, for YouTubers, for how people like get content? Like how do you think that's going to
It's
go going
weird.
forward with the winter update?
It's weird because like I feel like a majority of it was kind of just like like covering the news of what's supposed to come, and I feel like we got everything that's supposed to come basically with the second roadmap. And I still have a lot of fun trying out custom game modes, maps. That's what I really been doing with it. I've seen other people do it.
You just can't do
Um,
it for super long. That's
yeah,
the
it's
thing.
not like I think that you gotta just make what you think's the best. If you're going for views right now, you're gonna bait for cosmetics. You're gonna bait for news. Like I don't. I'm not excited about the season 3 map leaks because just like it is what it is. Like we're getting them and that's it. But right now, what do we have? What's fun to play right now? What are we doing right now? It's like it just kind of seems irrelevant. You know what I mean? Like when we get
Yeah.
that stuff, we're gonna get it, and like whatever it's gonna look like, it's gonna look like, and that's what kind of like every rumor thing to come. It's like no more chipping away. Like whatever's gonna come, just bring it in me. So
If it's ready, it's ready. You got to ship it out.
yeah,
Don't save it. You can't. No more drip feeding. It's gotta go.
I mean, I can't speak on everyone else, but with my content, it's gonna be gameplay of what I think is cool and fun, and just when I feel like there's enough to talk about in the totality of the game, I'll talk about it like with an update or just like the state of it. That's all I can do. What else can you really do? It's just gameplay. It's just there's no ways to like have better methods to progress in something. There's no I feel like really good matchmaking kind of viewership scene.
Yeah.
It's it's kind of just like, it's it's the same. It's kind of like it's different now. Like I feel like it could be different the content creation scene, but it's just like it's all over the place and whatever people want to do, they're going to do.
Yeah. I think I don't think in terms of like Halo content and like Halo YouTubers it's gonna change too much. I think it's gonna stay the same, like you mentioned, like, the cosmetics or, news about the game. I don't think that's gonna change all that much. But you still get the, custom games, content that people are interested in that. I know people have been posting custom game stuff. I've tried posting a custom game stuff, and it doesn't really seem to do well on my channel, which is fine, I guess. But like I know you've been posting it, like the infection, um, like
Yeah.
all the map remakes, like very good stuff, and it seems like people are liking it. But do you think that type of content can last very long?
I think I think it could have its own lane. I think there's got to just be more people on the game and excitement for it in general to have like and more stuff in it to have that like real content push for it. I think it could be an element. You know what I mean? I think it could be a
Yeah,
side to it, and it will have its little, you know, niche and get its love. But for that to be the only thing, and the way it's getting handled, to where it's only people in certain lobbies and stuff, it's hard. It's hard, and
I do wish gameplay was more focused in terms of Halo content.
that's the thing. I feel like it's more we got to talk about. Unfortunately, it's just like people
People are
like
more attracted to like news
yeah,
and like the store
yeah.
stuff when
It's what people are clicking on. It's like I want to believe that like the stuff that they're clicking on right now could easily get transferred to that because I feel like it's better than that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But it's gonna be a little bit a tier below it because people are easier to just watch something about, but like what's gonna come or an update for it or news or cosmetics or which to each their own. I feel like there is a lane for that, but like to have that much of a pull on people, it's just what the people want to see. Then if they don't want to see that, they're not gonna click on it. So it's
Yeah, and I agree, and I feel like the most popular videos outside of all that when it comes to Halo Infinite is just, the game's like, I don't want to say the word downfall, but like that's kind
more
of just,
critiques. Yeah,
yeah, critiques is more of a fair way to put it. And those videos seem to do well because a lot of people, including us, agree with a lot of critiques in this game. So, and I think that's just kind of like the game of YouTube. Negativity tends to sell more than anything else.
yeah,
So when someone makes a deep dive video or an overview or a retrospective or you name it, of like the game's history or critiquing, that tends to do a little bit more better than you looking on the other side of like, well, I understand the critiques of the game, and like I understand how the game state is, but I'm more focused on custom games. I don't think that gets as much love. And
yeah.
it kind of begs the question, do you think the Halo community and people outside the Halo community, is it more negative than positive? Is it like, what do you think the split is it like a 60-40 split? Do you think it's a 50-50 split? Because like I actually think I'm gonna go out on a like limb here, and I want to say it's about like a 70-30 split, where I feel like 30% of people still enjoy Halo for what it is, and like for what it is right now. But I think 70% of
Yeah.
people are just kind of either upset with the game, mad at the game, or just completely checked out.
So let's say same thing. I was gonna say 65-35, so
Okay.
on point.
Yeah,
Um,
pretty close.
yeah, like there's definitely, But it's the same thing of like that even seems repetitive at this point. Like I don't want to talk about the year that's been Halo Infinite over and over again, and
Yeah.
and like so it's like that feels repetitive to me, and like yeah, it's probably makes sense, and I get it. It's all just like that has a bigger market too, just like dunking on the game, um, being negative. It has its own crowd. So you said it's 60 to 7%. Not saying it's wrong to feel that way, but there is a 30% of people who just do unfortunately enjoy the game and their content. I don't know. It's like, what do they want to see? Like what do they really want to see? Then do they want to just see just updates? Do they want to see just shot videos? They want to see just news videos? They want to see just custom games videos? It's kind of hard to tell. It's not as day and night as what we see people be drawn to with the negative side.
Yeah, and I think we're doing a little bit something different here in terms of content because we're actually making a podcast. I don't think there's that many Halo podcasts out there, and we're not really labeled under the name like Halo for a podcast, but I think most of the episodes will be Halo focused. So, um,
Yeah, I mean, we all love this game, and it's really just took a turn to where like I feel like me and Swizz are just like we don't know what's right, wrong, up, down. We all we know is that we like Halo. We like it to an extent, and we like talking about it. We like playing it almost, and we're gonna address everything about it, and we're gonna say how we feel about it, and it's a very like divided and you know it's a very divided and how do I say it controversial game.
yeah, no, for
So
sure.
it's hard to just be on the same page with everything, but
Yeah, it's very, I again, it's hard to put the words in to how I'm feeling and how you're feeling about this update almost 2 weeks later because I wasn't expecting this game. Like, I wasn't expecting this update to, quote unquote, save Halo Infinite. I don't like using that word save as if like the game's like, you know, in trouble or whatever. Although it is, having troubles, but the word save is just like such a, whatever word for something like a video game. But did you think before going into, the winter update, did you think it was gonna, at least compete with different games like, Call of Duty?
no,
No.
honestly, no. I thought like maybe like the Steam numbers would have been like closer to 15-20K, but that's about it. So we
Where
peaked
did
at
what did
like
it end up
10
peaking
to
at?
12.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, 10 or I think it was like 12K.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
almost 13, but like yeah, that's just like semantics at that point. I just thought it would be a little more push, nothing nearly competing with anything else, to be
yeah,
honest.
it's it's not like how Halo used to be where it can compete, and I don't know if that's because of the developers or just Halo itself now. Like, I don't know if like Halo itself is just not as big as it used to be because of how the game is. It's an
Yeah,
arena shooter. It's a campaign, whereas Call of Duty is a completely different game in terms of a FPS shooter. I mean, Call of Duty is shifting in a new direction now, where it's kind of they're going more for the realistic approaches instead of like the arcadey type stuff. Whereas Halo Infinite's kind of been an arcadey arena shooter since Combat Evolved.
I just thought about this, but let me know about this. So people like saying about the broader audience that Halo is trying to reach.
Yep.
I feel like there is a side to that. The more I think about it, I think they haven't succeeded because they didn't try to reach their broader audience.
Well, the thing
I
is
feel
is
like they kind of
like
just took it in a weird niche way of Halo 4 and 5 that it didn't really serve anyone, not the broader audience, not really the core fans. Whereas Call of Duty went through its changes, but like it just seems like yeah, like they have DMZ, they have Warzone. They always were willing to go the extra mile for Call of Duty because they have more funding, but to just make sure it gets its talk in the mainstream, whether they have to force it, try something new, go back to the old. You know what I mean?
yeah, and that's the thing is, and you bring up a good point. Like Halo 4, Halo 5, it wasn't even Halo, but it also wasn't a broader audience because Like Halo 5, like yeah, they were doing the whole loot box trend, but like well, actually now that I'm thinking about it out loud, no, but like they copied they copy the broader audience stuff, but in the wrong ways. You know, Halo 4, you had the created class, you had the kill streak stuff from Call of Duty. It's just they're doing
Yeah,
stuff the wrong way. That's the thing is with these Halos is they have these ideas, but they're just executed terribly. And that's why, you know, like I mentioned, like Halo 4, the art style, the create a class, kill streak, the Halo 5 had the rec packs and the different narratives and stories and all that, how terrible the campaign was. Halo Infinite, they're trying to copy that Fortnite stuff, the free to play store type stuff. You can pick it back up whenever. The Apex Legends type
yeah,
stuff. Have the overpriced cosmetics. All that stuff. Have the 2 week events where you have a 10 event pass. That's what Apex would do. That's what Fortnite would do. But Call of Duty, they're never afraid to reach that broader audience. They're always looking to copy what other games are doing and apply it to their own games. Because you had games like Titanfall, and those were that was the era of like advanced movement. So then Call of Duty, what they did is they did advanced movement as well. So you had Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, you know Infinite Warfare, and the game trend was we're going back to the older games. You had Battlefield, what was it called, the Battlefield 1, and I want to say that's
yeah.
like right around the same time with Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 you had to Call of Duty go back on the boots on the ground. You had World War II. You had I mean Treyarch kind of does their own thing with Call of Duty because you had Black Ops 4, and everyone forgets about that game. But that's the whole thing is Call of Duty's willing to copy whatever. Like with DMZ, that's their attempt on Tarkov, and they had to slap the beta on that stuff. Warzone is the battle royale trend, and I know me and you last night played Warzone 2 for the first time.
God.
Um, yeah, man, it's just battle royale is just they don't really do it for me anymore,
Yeah, I'm gonna
man.
let you talk about it a second. I'm sure let someone in my house.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's we played Warzone 2 last night. It was, yeah, I don't know, man. It was very slow. It reminded me a lot of the first Warzone. So then I'm asking like, why are they doing a second Warzone? Because the new map or whatever in Warzone 2 is like Verdansk and Warzone 1, and it's just a whole lot of camping. And like if you're playing with your friends, it's pretty entertaining. I won't lie, it's pretty entertaining if you're playing with friends. But as a solo experience, it is one of the worst gaming experiences if you play that stuff solo. DMZ, I played like I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I was telling him like how like there was a lot of camping in Warzone 2, and the gulag,
Mhm.
and like when you were playing, it was somewhat entertaining, right? But like when you died or I died and it's just you now, it's like it becomes super just dreadful, I guess, because it's so it's not fun playing solo. It's not the solo experience is terrible. And
Yeah, like
it's because of the camping in the buildings and like the loadout system. That's what I've never liked about Warzone was the loadout system.
it's like yeah, I agree cold heartedly. I agree cold heartedly. I was in the battle royales in like 2018 to like late 2019, and that's where I checked out. And like after playing that, it's just like I don't see why the downtime is so worth it to get that battle royale win. Like it's like you don't get a lot of kills in it. You can get run and gunned because like it's all looting. It takes so long to load these games up. It's like it's just not worth it to me. I see the appeal, but it's just not worth it to me. Not worth it at all. And
Yeah.
I could play it here and there, but it's just like the craze about it. Like I don't see it. I don't see it. I can't believe the gulag's still a thing after 2 years. I thought the thing was dead. It was a meme. And now we just have like I feel like streamer girls just trying to cheat on Call of Duty, and It's just so mainstream. It's just like, let's take a step back here. Like, what are we doing? You know?
Yeah, it's just and you didn't even want to play DMZ after last night. You're like you
Hell no. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I played it and it's too much downtime, but both the game modes it's too much downtime and I don't know if that's just our like our Halo brains, I guess.
Yeah.
But like I don't even know, man, cuz like at least like I played Apex until, you know, quarter 4 of 2021. That's when I stopped. I mean, and the thing with Apex was fast paced. There was not a lot of, you know, downtime at Apex. Apex it was always constant action. Um and you had the whole like legend stuff and like it was kind of like hero shooter y. Um you know, there was a niche to that and it was a good niche. And if there are any Titanfall fans here, I think that's, you know, heresy for me to say I like Apex, but let me live, all right? Let me live. But yeah, I mean, I don't understand the appeal for it, I guess. But like if you enjoy it, then that's amazing. And I think it's really fun if you have a really like if you have a, you know, squad of people playing it. When it was just
Hmm.
me and you, it was entertaining, but it was almost like dude, the camping was ridiculous. Like I can't like we came like second or third in that one match, and like this like two guys were just like
Understood.
chilling up on the
Understood.
hill. Yeah,
Yeah. It's like, what? Like, I'm gonna put myself through that every time,
exactly.
possibly. Like, I just don't see the appeal. I think it's because it went mainstream. People were just sticking with it. You know what I mean? Like,
But
like
it's also free to play and cross play. Like it's so hard to beat that, dude. It's free to play, cross play. You know, you play with the boys. Like
the
you
best
really can't
mechanics
beat
for
that.
a military shooter, probably. You know?
Yeah, and it's like I said earlier, like Call of Duty is starting to go towards more the direction of having realistic, you know, aspects. I mean, I died last night because of the reload cancel shit, and that was stupid. That was that was really stupid. How if I accidentally press the reload button and I try and YY, it's still putting the reload animation. That's, you know, in previous CODs that wasn't an issue. You could YY, but you know it's just it's the direction Call of Duty is going. But you know the one thing we say about Call of Duty is they're just not afraid to like do stuff like that. They just do it.
Yeah.
They do it, bro.
I think Halo overthinks their ambitious stuff and they just fuck up. And Call of Duty said, "Nah, fuck it.
Yeah,
We're gonna send all this shit," and it works out because they're just like they're all action, no talk. They're like, okay, that's working.
they
Let's
let
jump
their
right on it.
actions speak and like yeah, and it also helps that there's a new Call of Duty game every year. So if, except this year in 2023, or I should say the upcoming year, they're taking a break. And call this will be the first Call of Duty ever to have, you know, basically 2 years. Um, but other than that, there's always a new Call of Duty next year. So it's like even if you're like I don't like this year's, I'll check out next year's. You don't really have that for Halo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's one developer studio, whereas you know Call of Duty, there's so many dev studios. Like everyone's pitched in on Modern Warfare 2 2022.
Hmm.
So it's just it's a lot different. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean like playing other games, you know, like Warzone and stuff. I just none of it captures the feel that I feel with like Halo at its core. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like after playing that last night, I'm just like, dang, like I it doesn't beat Halo's core gameplay, and I don't think anything can really.
Yeah. I think once you're like Halo, like just Halo gameplay in general, whenever it like catches you and you find it cool, it's like it's always gonna have its own little niche and like spot where you could like get that fix. You're not gonna get that fix from everyone else. So it's like it's appealing to like try to get into these Warzone games. Like, oh, you know, yeah, I don't have to play Halo. I could just play any of these other FPS games. But it just like even if you love those games, it's like it's still not gonna play nearly the same because it's like it's just completely different. You don't see games like that where it's everything's on the field, arena, different abilities, the recharge and the shield. Like you just don't see it. I don't think.
No, yeah, absolutely. Um, I have you been playing any other games other than like Halo and Warzone? Have you been dabbling in some different games?
Uh, no,
No.
I just play Halo. I just play Halo. I was playing MCC before the winter update, but ever since the winter update, it was that or nothing. I tried Warzone a little bit. I could see me popping on here there casually. Um, yeah, man.
I feel like
I
we
think
gotta change that for you. I feel like you need to pick up some different games.
I'm starting to expand my. You see me try to expand my horizons. I went through a hero shooter phase for a week.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, I go through a lot of phases through gaming. I'm like a preteen, you know.
Yeah, like I'm curious to know though, like what gets you in like in gaming? Like what like are you a like do you even mess with single player games? Because like for me, it's like the game's gotta be like super like it's gotta hook me from the start to get me to play a single player game. Like I just can't play single player
Yeah.
games like I used to.
If the gameplay doesn't do it for me with a single player game, it's gotta be just like very like I like the story. I like the aesthetic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know the Sly Cooper franchise, Sly
Uh,
games. On
Sly
PS
games.
PlayStation.
No, I am not familiar, but if I saw, I probably knew what you're talking about.
It was yeah, what's it called? It was like cartoon. He was like a raccoon who was like a thief, and he would do
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
fun.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, yeah. I know what you're
And
talking
it was
about.
yeah, like it wasn't like crazy sweaty gameplay, but it had its own little like niche to it. I like the whole like idea of it. Yeah, like I
Okay.
won't play God of War. I'd rather just watch a game like God of War. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I kind of feel that, but like I've been wanting to play, some different games. I feel like I don't know, like I feel like you probably might like the Borderlands series just
Mm,
because it's a looter shooter. Like the story's good, but the gameplay is also pretty fun.
yeah,
Borderlands 2 is like so good. That's like the best
yeah.
Borderlands game.
I'm really not into like open world like Fallout games. I'm really not. It's just like it's
Yeah.
too not that it's too complicated, but I just don't want to go on my way to do that. Like Elder Scrolls.
Oh
I
yeah.
love Rockstar campaigns. I loved Red Dead 2. I played religiously the campaign. GTA 5, obviously, all the GTAs. It's like cool, like yeah, it has to be a cool little single player game. Nothing too complicated. Nothing too like I gotta be a sweat playing it.
Yep.
And with multiplayer, just like yeah, I don't know. I think multiplayers just don't catch my attention. I'm trying Warzone. I'm trying Overwatch. I'm trying Gundam. I played Apex. Apex was cool, but like I don't think I'm gonna get back into Apex.
Yeah.
I need something new, man. I need some. That's why I made that video that I showed you. That like I just want. I'm not saying battle royales are all bad, but I think we need a change in gaming. I think we need the next shooter
Yep.
era to happen. That's my opinion.
No, I agree. I mean, for me, I've been kind of having a blast. I mean, I've been playing different games. I've been going hard on a 10-year-old game. I've been playing Transformers: Fall of Cybertron. That game's amazing, and like the fact that like a small community like resurrected the servers when they got shut down back in 2020. It's been a blast to play that game.
Yeah,
Um, it has me excited for the future of those type of games. Just you know hope it doesn't turn into anything that like
I can see
Halo
it.
Infinite kind of had.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you brought up like GTA. Like, are you excited with GTA 6? Like, I have no idea what's happening with that game. I know like the leaks happened like a couple months ago.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I just feel like they're not gonna let down. Like I feel like Rockstar letting down on a GTA is like still a good game in my eyes. Like I probably would be the one who says like, oh, I think GTA 6 is good when everyone thinks it's like mid or bad. So
I feel like
yeah, I
as
feel like
long
the
as the
stories.
online's good, I'll play
Yeah,
it for sure.
what they would send Miami Vice. What is that? What it's called?
Vice City.
Vice City. Yeah, I think it looked Vice City looked great, even though it was a prototype.
Yeah, it was. People were criticizing that, but it was such a early build of the game. I don't think people really understand how game development works.
Yeah, I wasn't worried. It did.
Yeah.
It looked good enough for me for what they were showing. I know it wasn't finished, but
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see anything in 2023 about it. I know we have Starfield coming out. I'll definitely play Starfield.
Starfield, I'm looking forward to. Dead Island 2, right?
Oh my god, yeah, Dead Island. Dude,
Um,
you should probably pick up the Dead Island games. I have them. I still gotta play
mhm.
them. Dead Island 2. I think it got delayed to April, so now it's not February.
Yeah, I think I like co-op single player. To be honest, like I feel that's fun, man. Like a
No, it
good
is
co-op single
fun.
player. Like
Absolutely.
what beats that? You know,
You know, like Halo Infinite co-op campaign that people have been asking you about.
never played that yet, yo,
Never
because it
played that yet.
came a year. I can't even address it because I switched to PC, so I can't even play it now. It's not my Xbox anymore,
Right.
and like yeah, I would play it if I carried over from Xbox. I probably could. Someone's gonna comment that. I just don't know how to, but it's just too much work. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of moment's kind of over for me. You know, moment's over for me.
Moments.
You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, I feel like you gotta beat it though. You gotta beat
Yeah,
it
I mean
once.
I'm probably like 70% done with it, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it when money's up. You know, just fucking finish it.
I mean, I don't know how much you can get it pretty cheap, like places
But I
on
can't be like
like
rushing there. Oh my god, it came out! Finally came out. Buy it right away. You know, like I'm not gonna
yeah.
do that. You know,
No, I feel that.
whatever happens, it happens. I did enjoy playing it at first, though.
Yeah, I mean the campaign's good. I mean the gameplay's super fun.
Yeah,
Everything else about it, it's just like okay, you're good.
yeah. You know, it's like it gets the job done. I just
Yep.
little technical difficulties. You know.
Yep. For sure. I think this is a good point to end it here. Do you have any final thoughts? Want to get out for this episode?
Um. Yeah, I'm waiting for like gaming to get like a little better. To be honest, I'm thinking 2023.
Should be a
Hopefully, we have a
good
lot more to
year.
talk about
Yeah.
with the games we already play, with the games to come out, with new games. You know, right around the corner. It's 2023 now. We can't be just in our old ways. We gotta evolve from battle royale. We need Halo and Call of Duty to be great. We need single player games to be cool, like Assassin's Creed and Dead Island and Starfield, and let's just have a good year of gaming. And this is a little wrap up of what I guess a little bit of what we thought.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep, I agree. Well, this was the first episode of the Casually Based podcast. We had some technical difficulties towards the end, but yeah, expect more episodes on the way.
definitely.
And yeah, we appreciate everyone for listening to this. If you made it here to the end, thank you guys so much for listening to this, and we will see you guys in the next episode of Casually Based Podcast.